The borough president's office, along with the BOEDC, held their annual small business luncheon at Tosca Cafe. The luncheon recognizes businesses who have offered opportunities for the working class and helped boost the economy of the borough. Amongst this year's honorees were Kathy Zemenchansky, who currently serves as the president and owner of KZA Realty Group, but was the first president of the BOEDC. She spoke on the importance of celebrating and supporting small businesses.
I started in politics in Bronx County, and over the years, the various positions always showed me how important it was to work with small business people. Large businesses are fine, but the small ones are the ones who employ the people, take care of their employees, and look out for the community and work with the community boards. And that's why I think it's important.
We have honored approximately 90 businessmen and women in the last 9 years. We do about 10 a year. And it is our opportunity to have a very small, intimate, believe it or not, 100 is intimate, businessmen and women, and I'm talking about there were CEOs here of multi-million-dollar companies here, who are here to honor their fellow peers. For me, when I look out, I know their stories. I know that all of them have gone through a lot of hardship. I've got one company, this is the 5th generation in business in Hunts Point. And it goes to show that if you have a dream and you're willing to stick it out, fact of the matter is that you're going to make it, and you make it big in the Bronx.
Michael LaValle, owner and CEO of GVC Ltd., offers transportation services for special needs children. His mission to provide excellent services starts within the organization, where he encourages a healthy lifestyle by providing employees with a gymnasium and cafeteria on site.
Health is the most important part of coming to work. A healthier driver calls out less, doesn't miss time. I try to promote different types of diets. Right now, my whole crew, management staff, is doing the keto diet. It's doing very well. We're getting a lot of input. This Friday, we're honoring all of our workers that have been there 5 plus, 10 plus, 20 plus, and we're going to try to institute a whole keto club.
Amir Chayon, the owner of the Asian fusion restaurant Site, came to the U.S. from Israel in 2009. 3 years later, he opened Site, and it has since become a crowd favorite. Amir shared his secret for up-and-coming entrepreneurs.
If you have the means and the opportunity to stay and be patient, it will boom. Your business will boom, because this is where the Bronx in total and the South Bronx specifically is going.
In this booklet is a list of all the small businesses that have been honored in the past and in the present, and your name could easily be added to this list. If you're interested in starting a small business, contact the BODC by calling them on the number below or check out their Facebook page. For BronxNet, I'm Veronica Guiti.
For Bronx Week 2019, World War II U.S. Army vet Max Bendick at 104 brought down the house at Maestro's Catering Hall during a tribute to all Bronx vets hosted by Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. and his Veterans Advisory Council, and emceed by Bronx Talk host Gary Axelbank.
Today we celebrate the over 38,000 veterans who have not only sacrificing the family members, but we owe a debt of gratitude, because this country would not be where it is today if it were not for all of their service.
He's the most amazing man that you could ever imagine.
Born in the Bronx in 1915, Bendick enlisted into the Army in the weeks after the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, and served in the European theater. He was joined by his children Miriam Rosengarten and Alan Bendick.
After the Germans left, the Americans came in, and that's when he was there.
He was also there during occupying forces of Germany,
Berlin,
and in Belgium.
We took the troops in for the invasion of the Philippines and Okinawa.
Also a World War II veteran, Arthur Grabiner, who graduated from high school in the Bronx, reported to his draft board and served in the U.S. Navy in the Pacific Theater. He also received honors, and today at 94, he regularly travels to schools in the Bronx, Long Island, and as far away as Guam and Saipan with his son Douglas to speak about his years aboard the USS Lawrence.
The ship I was on was blessed. We were fine and everything. With all the action that we saw, we didn't have any casualties.
No matter what I accomplish on my own, To me, I'm most proud that I'm a son of a World War II veteran.
What we did was frequency and sending messages to ships.
U.S. Navy veteran Vicki Bello enlisted in 1985 and was active until '89. Today, as a Bronx Veterans Advisory Council member, she says she's encouraged by the many changes she's seeing for women.
It was a good old boys type military, but now things have changed, and I'm happy that things are changing for the better for women.
This was one of the greatest honors in my whole life besides seeing my children born.
With 2 honorable discharges, U.S. Army Specialist Cedric Smith shared that after being faced with challenges in returning home, he now wants to give back to other vets.
Once I looked at the things that I went through as a veteran, I decided to dedicate my life and services to helping other veterans or assisting other veterans and their families.
The ceremony included special recognition for fallen heroes who served during Operations Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom, with a special tribute to Marine Staff Sergeant and decorated New York City firefighter Christopher Slutman, killed in a roadside bombing in Afghanistan on April 8th. Also a firefighter since 2008, Sergeant First Class Julio Rosas, who's been deployed to multiple hotspots, also received honors, and with the other honorees was there to share his story and receive thanks from the Bronx for his dedication. They are living memorials, stepping outside the history books to share their personal stories. For more on Bronx Week, you can go to ilovethebronx.com. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
Dr. Eddie Summers was born and raised in the Bronx, and now as an adult, he's given back to the borough that helped build his foundation. He's the executive director of the Bronx Private Industry Council, also known as the Bronx PIC. After a year of being part of a task force backed by organizations such as Here to Here, the BOEDC, and the Borough President's Office, they will now be operating as their own organization.
What started out as a task force, just talking about the talent needs in the Bronx, began as an internship last summer where the Bronx PIC Task Force was able to place 257 students in about 21 businesses, all members of the PIC. And so after that experience, there was an assessment done of just rating that overall experience. And the PIC members overwhelmingly said that they would hire the students that interned with them. And then in December, they voted to actually launch an actual organization to bring it to life, to make a real organization that's going to do a lot of this work by coalescing businesses to really connect them with the talent pipeline right here in the Bronx.
If they have a say on how these young people should be trained, if they let us know what kind of workers they're going to need for not just the short-term future, but the long-term future as technology changes, then we have a better opportunity to ensure that our kids who are now in school have the tools needed in order to be very successful in the future, and will allow the businesses the opportunity to continue to grow at breakneck speed, which is what we want them to be, so that they can continue to hire more.
We are so excited. We serve on the Bronx Professional Industry Council. We've had the opportunity to hire an intern last year and looking forward to the continued work that we're doing. And I was just saying we're coming full circle because our intern is now graduating and going to college, and the college at which she plans to matriculate is the same school where our executive director, Dr. Eddie Summers, is an alum. And so it's just full circle. Bronx people connecting with Bronx people, young people connecting with more mature people, and we're coming back and making a difference in our community.
We believe that in working in schools, we will be able to help change the education system such that young people have the opportunity to have project-based learning and work-based learning, career-linked learning from an earlier age so that they can hit the ground running.
The Bronx Borough President made statements to open up the program and talked about how everyone involves benefits.
Everybody wins here. The youth will win. They're so much more precocious than we were when we were their age. And you as employers, you win because ultimately you'll wind up having the employee that you and your company desires.
The Bronx PIC will not only be servicing the youth, but individuals at any age. If you have a talent in a specific industry, the Bronx PIC is looking for you. You can find out more about them and the opportunities they have to offer at the Here to Here website, or pay them a visit in the South Bronx at 452 East 149th Street. For BronxNet, I'm Veronica Guiti.
In honor of Bronx Week 2019, the Bronx River Art Center celebrates local artists with a digital media art exhibition. It's Teacher Appreciation Day at the BRAC. Located in the South Bronx, the newly renovated Art Center held a screening consisting of photographs, animations, and shorts in support of the previous and current teaching artists.
In celebration of Bronx Week, we brought back a whole bunch of our Bronx teaching artists that have been working in digital media. We have a lot of kids that come through here, and they get a lot from their teachers, but they don't always get to see what their teachers actually make.
Though today is all about the teachers, they couldn't help but mention a huge part of their experience, the students. Animator and filmmaker John Morena recalls teaching kids in the Bronx about animation, an experience he says was limited but inspiring.
Kids showed a lot of interest that I really didn't think that they would even have an interest in. I mean, I knew that they like cartoons, but I didn't know that they'd be interested in actually learning how to make them.
Not only were some of the kids interested, they continue to grow within the program. And some have even taken their adventure with art outside of the BRAC.
It's cool to kind of come back every semester and see some returning students and see how they have developed over the last couple semesters.
A few of the students have actually gone to high schools for art. Afterwards, they would email me every once in a while and say, "Hey, I'm still at it. I'm still doing this thing, and thank you." And that that gives me goosebumps because it's like, okay, so something that I love, I was able to teach and pass it on to them.
Before attending the screening, former BRAC art teacher and photojournalist Marisol Diaz-Gordon wants to teach Bronxites another important lesson.
You can earn a living doing what you love. You just have to stick to it and just enjoy it.
Reporting for BronxNet, Kevin Aline.
Están cayendo hojas blancas en mi cabellera.
He's celebrating 55 years as a vocal recording artist, and he has no plans of slowing down anytime soon.
Casi te envidio porque a mí también.
Before going on stage at the Lehman Center for Performing Arts, where he would share the spotlight with Victoria Sanabria, Johnny Olivo, and La Herencia de Plena, and El Trio Ideal, Montana's talked about his career that began with El Gangambo for 15 years, beginning in 1961, where he was a lead vocalist. In 77, he joined a Venezuelan band, and 3 years later, launched a solo career.
When you believe in the thing that you do, the people look at you and listen to your music, and I'm happy about that.
Roberto Geronimo, who has worked to promote El Canario, and the legendary Celia Cruz, credited Montanas, who, along with his peers, worked to establish the salsa rhythm.
Salsa came from New York. The big movement that started in the 60s, 70s, 80s was incredible, and still in Europe and South America, #1.
My name is Johnny Olivo.
La Plena music is also seeing a rise in popularity. La Herencia de Plena brought the audience a musical tradition created in Puerto Rico, much by his father, the legendary Quinto Olivo. Together with the audience, Montanas worked here to further the sounds that keep his fan base connected. 55 years, his fans are loyal as he continues to stay true to the salsa rhythm. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
Guests gather in Midtown Manhattan for BronxWorks' annual gala to spread awareness about their organization and gain sponsorship for their community advocacy programs.
We impact the lives of about 50,000 individuals and families a year, and our mission is to help individuals and families improve their economic and social well-being. Funds that we raise here allow us to be innovative in thinking and be able to utilize it to supplement some programs that we already have or create new ones.
Since the organization's inception, their food pantries have distributed over 7,000 bags worth of food and placed 150 people in permanent housing. Mistress of Ceremonies Fox 5's Lisa Evers speaks on how she believes BronxWorks can connect influential people to underserved communities of the Bronx.
I think plugging in people, because there's a lot of people from the worlds that I'm in, which is media, hip hop, and some of that celebrity area, and that they want to do good things, but they really don't know how to do them. So I'd like to explore more ways to kind of plug them into some of the existing BronxWorks programs.
For Councilmember Vanessa Gibson, the gala serves as a reminder of how far the organization has come.
I am so proud of the work they have done in my district in the Bronx, as well as spread all over Mott Haven, Port Morris, the South Bronx, Hunts Point. They're all over the place. They're in community centers like Classic. They're in Newark like River Park Towers, the BronxWorks Heights Senior Center. I can go on and on because I've known them for many years under the leadership of Eileen Torres.
Now, if you're interested in donating or helping communities in the Bronx, you can visit www.bronxworks.org. Reporting for BronxNet, Darissa White.
Rain or shine, Springfest must go on.
They say April showers bring May flowers, but it might be bringing some more May showers today. But we still had a wonderful time out here before the rain started coming down, and we're still going to keep continuing to rock out here. It's a wonderful, wonderful day.
Lehman College celebrated the grand finale of their 50th anniversary. The lineup included DJ Selfa Power 105.1, international recording artist Lyrical, the student jazz and dance ensembles at Lehman College, and more.
So what are you expecting today?
Well, you know what I'm expecting? Warm weather, but I guess I'm, hello, But no, I'm just happy that people could come together in one area and just have a good time. Everybody's peaceful, different things like that, smiling and especially enjoying music.
The celebration also brings relief to some graduating seniors. The spring class of 2019 is expecting over 3,600 students to graduate.
So graduation is on May 30th. We expect the largest ever graduating class at Lehman College, over 3,600 students. So we're very proud of what they have accomplished, and we very much look forward to seeing how they develop across their careers.
I'm looking forward to graduating. It's been a good journey.
Lehman students and the community knows how to keep the party going no matter what. President Cruz also tells us he looks forward to celebrating the next 50 years of Lehman. Reporting for BronxNet, Ashley Tiffany.
It was a celebration of Bronx Week just for the seniors. To Be Young Again brought in over 100 from across the Bronx to a party at the Bronx Veterans Memorial Hall, where the building's rotunda was transformed into a dance floor.
I like to party. I like to be with people.
Mary Scott from the Davidson Senior Center is one that makes newcomers feel right at home, and in return, that's what the staff of the Bronx Borough President's Office did for her.
I'm like the leader in the center, with the dancing. I like to talk to people. If I don't know you, I talk, in the center.
I think it's very important that we have events like this for the seniors.
From Frank Sinatra to Motown, the tunes were like a walk through history, with the event tailored to say thank you to Bronx seniors whose contributions have worked to strengthen communities while maintaining the borough's diverse culture.
We've worked so hard so many years, and it's beautiful to come here, get together, dance.
Well, I think that it's important that seniors are really integrated into Bronx Week. It's such an important celebration.
Personally greeting guests was New York City Council member Andrew Cohen.
The borough president has been such a tremendous booster of the borough, so it's great that it's really inclusive.
And its photo op with to die for accessories. Bulbs were flashing as many waited online here to strike a pose with the in-house photographer, draping themselves with a wide array of luxurious accessories that transformed into the exotic, the chic, and the ancient. Say, I'll take that yellow hat.
Whatever you choose, you just can't go wrong here. This is a celebration for seniors and a celebration of Bronx Week 2019 for BronxNet. This is Arlene Makoko.
I always wondered what it would be like to be on the Academy Award. Serious, when I see people on the red carpet, I think this was better than that.
The Bronx celebrates mom and dads like no other. Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. honored parents who have taken leadership roles in the Bronx at the Parent Appreciation event.
I was honored because some of the great folks in the Bronx, you know, we connected, and I always wanted to give back to the community.
Held at the Bronx County Courthouse, the contributions parents have made, not only for their children, but for the youth of the Bronx, called for celebration. Representing her father and their organization, Green Bronx Machine, Michaela Ritz used this moment to appreciate her dad and her Bronx roots.
This is really special to have this award being given to my dad on Bronx Week. He's a Bronx native, born and raised. I've lived in the Bronx most of my life, so it means a lot to us in a place where we've established our roots that we can continue giving back.
Recognizing parents as the foundation to building a better future for Bronx youth, Borough President Diaz left parents feeling truly appreciated, an experience they say is like no other.
I don't get many awards, but out of all the ones I've ever gotten, this means the most to me because when you're honored by your own and your own community, that means a lot more than anything else you can get.
This was the best recognition, the best place to be, because this is where it's all about, Boogie Down Bronx. So this was the best thing that ever happened.
Reporting for BronxNet, Kib and Aline.
It's Labor Day here for Bronx Week as those who have made a commitment in the prosperity and strength of our borough are being honored. Kim Medina, a proud Bronxite, was among the group honored at the labor breakfast held at the Bronx County Courthouse. She is the executive director of the District Council of 1707, which helps many families in our neighborhood.
It's a great honor for me, especially because I'm a Bronx girl. I'm full up right about now, you know? To see the Bronx come back, it's in its renaissance, it's growing. And that 1707 is so enmeshed in the community in the Bronx. Our daycares and our Head Starts, our social services agencies, our special needs. We're the union that does the day-to-day work, working with families and children and those that are despondent and distressed and developmentally disabled. So it's a big thing for us, and especially for me. I take pride in the fact that I come from the Bronx and that my union is part of the community and the culture of the Bronx. So this is a monumental thing for me.
Wherever we see that it is taking a step to celebrate the work that the labor movement has done in this country from the beginning up until now. The struggle that we face, nowhere this struggle can be matched with any other group or organization or anybody there are.
Unions are vital to the community. Unions have created the middle class. They are the gatekeepers between poverty and the middle class. We are the ones that continue to fight against the working poor. There shouldn't be anything called the working poor, but if it's the unions that are the ones that are raising people out of poverty and allowing them to be economic engines in their own communities, to be able to provide for their families and to allow the next generation of their families to do even better.
This breakfast is so important. It, labor is a lifeblood. It's been known to transition many folks to middle class. So, we have to celebrate labor because labor has to be and has been part of the renaissance that we've had here in the Bronx.
The labor movement continues to strive here in our borough, helping to build a better Bronx. For that, they will not go unrecognized. For BronxNet, I'm Veronica Guiti.
Hello, Bronx. My name is Jasmine.
Jasmine Song opened at the Bronx Music Heritage Center, the work of collaboration by co-writers Dante Alberti, director of the Children's Theater Company at Lehman, and Mary Ann McSweeney, musical director of Jasmine Song with the Bronx Arts Ensemble.
On your mark, get set, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, go!
It's about a little girl who doesn't want to practice the violin. And what happens with the history in her world, her grandmother, her father losing a job, what happened to the violin.
Here with award-winning musicians Akua Dixon, who played the cello, and Sally Shumway, the viola, McSweeney, who plays bass, talked about the creative process with Alberti.
He came up with the ideas, and he would send me the ideas, and I would make songs out of the ideas.
What makes this a little different is this is all original music. A lot of times we'll use music we'll use popular songs, we'll change the lyrics. This is all original music.
My favorite part was mostly the whole play.
Fifth grader Isabella Aponte shared her favorite song was Practice Makes Perfect, something she could relate to as last year she was practicing her recorder for a school concert. The play helped her gain an appreciation for practicing as a life skill.
I feel that practice does make perfect. Like if you really study for let's say the state exams, if you really study for them, then you can get very good grades.
Practice. What's the point? It's so boring. I just can't get any better.
Jasmine's character is not there yet. Lehman College alum Janari Vasquez explained her role.
Jasmine is like your typical, I want to say, preteen who's not very into working hard, really lazy, wants the immediate gratification.
Her abuela, or grandmother, played by Nadia Gonzalez, begins in the play the work to change this.
She kind of wants to allow her granddaughter to feel that same love and passion for music as she does, and really to stick to it and practice, which is really important to her, so that she can build on it in her future.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Time travel is included. Melody, played by Cynthia Jimenez, takes her to a time when her grandmother was her age, and she gets this surprise.
Wait a minute. She said she didn't play the violin.
She did and enjoyed it immensely, that is until her father lost his job and she sold it to help with expenses. Once rebelling music, Jasmine wants her grandmother to continue playing. Henry Ovaez plays the role of Papa and is also the associate director of Lehman Stages.
It's a great role because it's sort of like an old school, how things used to be, father that just loves his daughter and loves music.
Jasmine Song here at the Bronx Music Heritage Center. For more on these and other performances, you can go to lehmanstages.org or the BronxArtsEnsemble.org. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.